Hey guys, I'm Josh Ochs, and I'm here in Long Beach, California. The presentation you're about to watch is for freshmen, and we're going to talk to them about how to be safe and smart on the internet, but really we're going to talk to them about how to shine online. So this presentation can be given to middle schoolers, it can be given to high schoolers, and the stories change, but really the length of time is about between 27 minutes to 35 minutes, depending on their age. Hope you enjoy this wherever you're at. Remember, you can learn more at smartsocial.com, where we train students that the internet can be positive, but you got to be safe on it first before you're on social media. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day and enjoy the presentation. Good afternoon. My name is Josh Ochs, and I'm honored to get the chance to hang out with all of you here today in Long Beach. This is my second time at this school, but I haven't spoken to any of you, so I'm excited to get the chance to show you some fun stuff. I have 2 or 3 promises for all of you. First, you're all adults in my eyes, so I will not be telling you what to do today. In fact, I'm not going to tell you that the internet is bad. I'm going to tell you how good social media can be, and I'm going to show you ways that you can be on social even more to someday, as your principal so eloquently just said, get into your dream school. How many of you know what your dream school might be someday? Anybody? Raise your hand. Awesome. How many of you know what your dream career might be someday? Anybody? Awesome. How many of you know what your dream major in that dream school to get you to your dream career might be? Anybody? Awesome. How many of you that just raised your hands all 3 times would like to come up here and talk to us about that? Raise your hand if you feel comfortable coming on up. Come on, you guys are so quiet. None of you. Come on. Come on up. Who wants to come up? You want to come up? One of you? Come on. All right, come on up. Stand right over here. Right here? Perfect, great. Come on up. Yes, in the pink. Come on up. Yes, in the red and blue. Come on up. All right, I need one more. I need one more. Come on over here and stand by me over here. I need one more. Who wants to come up? We need another young woman. We need 2 men, 2 women. Where's? Come on. Anybody else? Come on. This has never been so hard. Anybody over here? So one of you want to come up? I need one more. All right, come on up in the back. There we go. All right. Here's what I need. All right, I need your attention here real quick, guys. I want to get you out of here soon, but this is the interactive part where we're going to talk about your future. Today, I'm not here to tell you what to do. Today, I'm here to show you tips and tactics that you can use starting this afternoon to get you to your dream school. Yeah, your school, this high school, wants you to be super successful. I'm going to show you exactly what they're showing you, but how to do that online. A couple tips and tactics that some of the world's biggest brands and the world's colleges are looking for. So first, here's what I want from you for. I want to hear your first name, and I want to hear either your dream college or your dream career. I want to really hear, what do you want to do? And it could be in 4 years in college, or it could be your career. If you know both, that's fine too. So we're going to start over here. Your first name, and actually I'm going to start right here with you. Let me try and flip this over. All right, so here we go. First name and either your dream school or your dream career.
Ariel Rios.
All right, we got the first name down. All right, let's go around the clock. All right, we can roll right through. First name and either dream school or dream career or both.
UCLA.
Great, and? Any idea what you want to do someday? Engineer. That's awesome. Engineer, UCLA, round of applause. That's great. All right, have you thought at all about when you're going to apply to UCLA? Is that 2.5 years from now, right? Your sophomore, junior year, you're really going to start planning that, probably sophomore a little bit, and then junior year, you're going to plan that so you get accepted senior year, right? Okay, great. So it's not that far off. Would you agree? Okay, next, first name and either a college or dream career.
Vinny Siega. It's very hard to say. Town. I would like to be a psychologist, and I'm not too sure about which college I am going to go in.
All right, psychologist. That's awesome. Well, welcome. You can't have a more difficult last name than me, I promise. It's very difficult. It's pronounced Ochs, but it is we are in the same group there. All right, first name, and I need your dream school, and I also need your dream career someday. Don't put the mic in front of me. Just say whatever you feel comfortable with.
Well, my name is Sam, and I want to be an anesthesiologist, and I'm not really sure what school.
That's awesome. Let's give Sam a round of applause. That's cool. All right, name and then a major or dream career.
My name is
Juan Antonio Estevez de la Riva, and I want to be a quantum physicist. By the way, my name is harder to say than yours, no offense. And I want to go to MIT or CIT, and I want to work for Apple.
That's awesome. I love it. That's great. All right, let's give them a round of applause. Okay, now let's talk to these 4 people here real quick. How many of you think that when a college searches for them, they're going to, all right, first of all, how many of you think a college is going to search for you someday? Anyways, raise your hand. Okay, most of the room. How many of you think a college is going to find your Instagram account? Raise your hand. All right, you guys think of college, right? Yep, we're in agreement there. All right, how many of you think that a college is going to find some other information? They're going to click on the image tab. Anybody think their college is going to click on the image tab and start looking, right? Great. How many of you would like a scholarship to go to your dream school so your parents don't have to pay, you don't have to go into debt? Everybody raise their hand. Fantastic. Do you think that colleges are going to search for you even more if you want a scholarship? Raise your hand if you think colleges are going to search for more. Yeah, because they're wanting to give you money. Right? All right, let's give a round of applause for these awesome people. Have a seat. Thank you. All right, so let's dive into really using social media to get you into your dream school. I call it How to Shine Online. I've got 4 promises for you here today. I need 110% of your attention so that we can get through it quickly. Is that fair? That's all that I ask, and I'll be out of your hair in 30 minutes, I promise you. I'm going to teach you exactly how to search for yourself the way colleges are going to search. I'm going to show you different ways. They might not even know all these tactics, but in the next 3 years, when you're really applying, they will be using them. So I'll make you a little bit ahead of what they're doing right now. Next, I'm going to give you some ideas on Instagram that will apply to any other network that you want to use them on. I'll show you fun ways that colleges are wanting you to post online, and you can make them your own so they're authentic. Next, we're going to search for 2 celebrities, and we're going to be choosy and judgy and see if we're going to let them into our dream school, and I'll show you how colleges think in the exercise. And then last, I'm going to teach you how, if you've ever wondered, what is the one tweet that I can send to get fired? I'll teach you exactly that one tweet. All right? You ready? Okay, here we go. I got my start at Walt Disney Studios, learning from the smartest brand marketers how they make a product shine in person, how they take Finding Nemo and put it in an end cap in a Walmart, a Kmart, or any other store to make sure that you want to take that home, put it into your cart, and go home with it, and actually open up your wallet and vote with your pocketbook. It's a huge deal in the real world. And I learned how they do that, which was fascinating. I then took those techniques and I ran as the youngest person on the ballot for city council in Hermosa Beach, not too far from here. I was the youngest person on the ballot, and I didn't know much about politics. Here's me voting for myself on the day of the election. My friends, I was nervous because I didn't know much. Everybody was twice my age. They had a lot of money. I didn't. But I did know that I was more energetic than all of the rest, and I knew that there's one thing that I could do that none of the other candidates could do. And this has to do with you. I knew that when I was knocking on 3,015 doors, that people would say, wow, this guy, he seems pretty nice. He's energetic. He's positive. But we only have so many votes that we can cast for all these people. He's the youngest. I don't know. Is he really the same person that was on my doorstep as he is in real life? And I knew they'd see my sign on a bicycle because we were so scrappy and poor, or they'd see it on houses, or my friends' bicycles that were all over the city and they were parked. I knew they'd say, I like him in real life, but is he really who he says he is? And I knew they'd go to one place. A college is about to do the same thing to you. Hey, I love this application, but are they really who they say they are? And I knew that they would go to Google and they would search for me. And I knew that my Google results needed to be better than all the other candidates. And I knew that as the youngest person on the ballot, quite frankly, I understood the internet way better than some of these older people. And I knew that for free, I could use social media to flood the web with positive, awesome stuff so that when you Googled me, you found all kinds of fun pictures that were on topic, that were essentially, for you, part of your major, that made you authentic. It was a 3-dimensional version of who I was. And I knew that everything they'd click on would be cool, and it would move us to the next step, so maybe they would vote for me. The same is true for you. I'm hoping that by the end of today, that I can show you how to flood the web and do good stuff on the web. I actually want you on social media when your parents are ready, so that you can then put stuff out that helps a college if they do search for you, which right now, 40% of them say, yeah, we search. But guess what? I think they're actually fibbing. I think 60 to 80% of them are searching, especially employers. And when they do search for you, I want them to find awesome stuff. Okay, next. I've got 4 questions. How many of you have a younger sibling? Anybody? Okay, most of the room has a younger sibling. For just 4 questions, I want to turn you into my ambassadors. I would like you to look out for your younger siblings. I'm going to give you 4 questions. You can ask your younger siblings. It has a little bit to do with safety and bullying. Remember, I'm doing this for you to then help the next generation. First of all, I want you to ask your younger sibling, is it okay for me to share my password with my best friend? What would you guys tell your younger siblings? Yes or no? No, why not? Your younger sibling would ask, why not? Because they might have a bad day, it might post as you, right? And it might hurt your reputation, right? This is stuff you got to explain to the younger kids. They might not know that. Next, ask your younger sibling, is it okay for me to talk to people online who my parents don't know? A few of the jokers up front are like, yeah, but don't give out personal information, right? Yeah, it might be bad because there's a lot of people out there that might not be the age. You need to clearly tell me. You might think it's funny to joke right now, but if a young person is around you that's much younger than you, that doesn't have the wisdom you have, you get one chance to tell an honest answer. You need to understand that because if you're joking and the kid then runs off and starts talking to people, you get one shot to be truthful. So make sure at least you have that dialogue in your head so you can say it honestly and let them know. Question 3, if I see bullying online and I click like or heart on that post, does that mean that I'm bullying also? Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Because now the internet follows us throughout the weekend. And we might not be at school, but throughout the weekend we can feel anxious or someone can get hurt and so on. All right, question 4 for your younger siblings. Who do we go to if we see something bad? Do we go to my parents, the teacher, the principal, or Buddy the elf? Right? We're going to talk about Buddy the elf here in a minute. We're going to use him as a positive example. But please consider explaining to your younger siblings that those 3 people in the green box are there to help them so they have a resource and they don't go to one of their peers or not talk about it. All right, enough of that. Let's talk about you. Back to how colleges are going to search for you online. I promised you 4 things. We are now on item number 1. How many of you searched for yourself in the last month? Anybody? Great. How many of you have searched for your teacher or principal in the last month? Anybody searched in here? All right. How many of you have searched for your parents? Oh, yeah, I got to raise my hand. Yeah. All right, so here we go. I want to teach you some of the ways that remember, I need your 100% attention so we can keep through this. Here's some of the ways colleges are going to search for you, and I want to show you how to do this so you can do this today. You can show your parents stuff that they might not know too. First, colleges are going to start with this free tool that we all have called the Google, as your parents might call it, right, or your grandparents. The Google, go to the Google, and they're going to search for your first name and last name, and that looks like this, Josh Ochs, right? And this is what this tells Google. Hey Google, I have this candidate. His name is Josh Ochs, and I want to search for him. He has a great application. He wants a scholarship. He'd like some money so that he doesn't go into a ton of debt, and he wants to come to our school. I want to search for him. And this is what this tells Google when you put in these 2 words. It says, Google, go scour the internet, billions of web pages. Please quickly come back with the top 10 authoritative pages. Put them on the first page of Google. You can take these 2 keywords and you can find them in any order anywhere on the page. Ochs could be at the top, Josh at the bottom, but I want the top 10 authoritative pages when it comes to these 2 keywords. When a college searches for Josh Ochs, do you think they're going to find tons of other people? Yeah, how many of you found tons of other people? Raise your hand. Right? Most of the room, yeah. So then they're going to start honing in on who you are, and this is how they'll do it. They'll start searching for your name in quotes. They're going to search for Josh Ochs, and here's what that tells Google. All right, Google, in that first one, I said find him in any order, anywhere on the page. Ochs at the top, Josh at the bottom. But now, Google, I want to find Josh plus a space plus the word Ochs. That could be at the top or the bottom, but I want it in that order, and I want them kind of close to each other like that. Now colleges are honing in on who you are. Then, if they're still frustrated and they find a few other people, and they want to find out who you are, they're going to search for your city name after that. For me, I live in Santa Monica. Then they're going to search for the school that you're applying from, right? Your high school. They're going to add that to the end. And they have all that data because you're applying for their college. You put all that in your application. All right. Then they're going to search for some other stuff. I want to show you my Google results. In the upper left, you have Josh Ochs without quotes. In the upper right, Josh Ochs with quotes. Now, these are the same Google results. What's going on here? Well, first of all, if you don't see images for yourself, click on the image tab in the upper left or right. You see that. But notice along the bottom, you guys see my tweets right there? So my dream school can see what I'm thinking, eating, feeling, whatever I'm tweeting that day. They can rifle through my top 10 tweets, which is really important for me to keep in mind, whether it's now or it's the day that I'm applying, because eventually it's not just Twitter that's up there. Eventually soon Snapchat is going to try and get on the front page of Google under your name, and your Instagram profile is going to be up there. And this is why today I'm all about you being even more online, but knowing that your dream school can see it. Today I'm not here to tell you what not to do, but rather just be cognizant of how do we get you into that dream school using what you already have. Now if we search in the upper left for Josh Ochs in quotes plus my high school and Josh Ochs plus Santa Monica, I've gone through all of these results and I've clicked on them with my parents, and I'm proud of every single one. The ones I'm not proud of, I'm able to go click on them, take them down, ask my friends to take them down, and so on. Next, we have my middle name up there, just because I know colleges, if they really are wondering, well, should we give him a full ride for 4 years? I mean, that's a big investment. Let's go in and see if this person's done anything wrong. I want to make sure I know what they're going to see, and then also my email address, and so on. All right, let's get old school, and let's go search for me without quotes. So here we are searching for Josh Ochs. We've got my personal website up there first, and then we have images. What do you think a college is going to click on first? Probably the pictures, right? It's fast. So let's go look at Josh Ochs. Let's be choosy. Let's be judgy. Let's see if Josh should get into his dream school. All right, up top, we've got Josh with a check, a $15,000 check. Now, that's not my money. That's not my check. But it is kind of cool that it comes up first, because I was able to get one of my friend's big companies to donate money while I was running for politics to the fire department to buy one of those devices called a defibrillator, where you, on movies, they yell, clear, and they bring people back to life, right? That's kind of a cool story. It comes up first. Neat. And then you've got a picture of me on the day of the election in the rain with a sign, me with a dog, and what's that? Why is there a baby dressed as Harry Potter at my Google results? Now, you're probably saying, no, Josh, you're cool, you're cool. They're going to click on the most noble photo. You don't understand. You might have helped save a life, Josh. You might, because you got to buy them one of those little portable ones that goes in the firefighting department, and they can take it around and save people's lives. Do you guys think that's how adults actually work? No, they're going to look at my Google results like we all are right now. They're going to go, what is that? Why is there a baby dressed as Harry Potter on my Google results? They're going to wonder, is this is kind of weird. Is this the person that we should let into this college for the next 4 years, making them a part of our brand, so that for the rest of their life, they're either singing our praises or they're posting babies dressed as Harry Potters around our brand. And that's what I want to talk to you about, is what is the weirdest photo that's on your Google results? It's all fun and games right now, and it's like, oh, it's cool, don't worry about it. Like, I can be on any network I want, and it's fine, it's fine. But what you might not know is that Google doesn't take people through the front door of every story. It doesn't say, hey, enter through the front door, let me put context to every picture. No, it goes and pulls random photos and it puts them on that image tab, and it can be weird. So you could have saved a life and be in the news, but somebody else might be posting something that's all they click on. Now, let's talk a little bit more about this. Colleges, when you apply, they're going to say, hey, we may Google you, but why don't we just give you the chance to give us your usernames? They're going to let you put this app called Zeemee, Z-E-E-M-E-E. Have you guys heard of that? It's a Zeemee app. 200 colleges allow you to use it as a part of the application process to be more well-rounded. You can shoot a video, do something creative. They're also going to say, bless you, they're also going to say, feel free to give us some of your other accounts. And this is if you have a weird name when you Google it and somebody else comes up and you just can't get around that. This is your chance to shine, to say, hey, colleges, let me save you time. I know you're busy, but let me save you time. You've got thousands of applications in an impacted major, and I would love the chance to come and live on your campus. Here are my accounts. I have nothing to hide. I volunteer, I babysit, I travel. Here's me. And then a college is going to say, all right. They're going to be able to look at you and get that good feeling. This is the person we're looking for. Here's what they won't do. They won't go Google you and find all these other people that might have been arrested or all these other random things or an obituary. They're not going to start rooting for you. They're not going to have time sometimes. So if you're able to give them your usernames and save them that time, it makes their life so much easier. So if you get that opportunity, consider it. Now let's talk about step 2, Instagram. I want to show you how to create a portfolio of positive images online. Here's my formula for success. Consider volunteering somewhere. Any of you already volunteer every once in a while? Okay, cool. When you're volunteering, it doesn't matter where it's at. Animal shelter, hospital, Red Cross, Habitat, you could walk a neighbor's dog if you're busy. Take a friend with you. Consider asking the organization, hey, do you mind if we take a classy group photo? And they'll be like, what? Why do you want to do that? Hey, I'm trying to get into college in the next 2 years. You know, my mom really wants me to post some more online and all this stuff. And I go, sure, that's cool. You want to post? That's fine. When you take that classy group photo, consider telling your friends, hey, you want to be silly and stick your tongue out? That's fine. Do it in a couple of photos. But I need one classy photo. Because I know it's going to be an uphill battle to try and create an Instagram that gets traction on Google so that my dream schools, like my principal said, I want my dream schools to all come back with a yes so that I can be the one that has the opportunity to say no if I choose to not go there. And it's an uphill battle, so can you give me one classy photo? And that's when you talk to your friend and they go, yeah, whatever, dude. All right, cool. Take that classy photo and you can write whatever you want below it. But if you need an idea, here's a little secret that colleges love. Consider saying thank you to this organization, or thank you for the chance to do this activity, or thank you to my friends, this was a great day doing this. Whatever that is, it's full of gratitude and positivity. It's like a humble way of saying it's less about me and more about the experience. What does that look like? Here's my friend on the far left. Her name is Camille. Camille works at the world's largest digital ad agency. She went to Loyola Marymount University here in Southern California. She got her opportunity there because of how positive she was online. She is by no means boring on the internet. There are selfies of her. She has a great time. But she knows that her employer is going to see most of what she does, and she knows she wants to climb that ladder. Here she is saying, thanks to my friends for inviting me in these great seats. Go Dodgers. On the far right is KTLA Channel 5 Rich DeMuro's picture from his Instagram or one of his posts. He knows that he has thousands, if not millions of followers, and he could make it all about himself, but every once in a while, he makes it less about him and more about his friends and an organization. He says, thank you to Shelter Hope Pet Shop for letting us share some of our tech tips with you. Keep up the great work, and so on. Next, on the far right is Lisa. Lisa works at Disneyland. She's been doing PR for them for quite a while. And Lisa knows it can be all about her. She can ride the Matterhorn and take a video of herself doing that. And she does sometimes, all kinds of fun stuff. But she also knows her employer is watching. And if you think, oh, no, they won't see it, and it's all about my friends, wrong. These people are here to prove you wrong because they actually want to have fun on the internet and they want to do great things. So here's what, one day, there was a volunteer day. This is what Lisa posts. She says, special thanks to my team at Disneyland for all that they do to make dreams come true, the most magical place on earth. She got her team together to thank them. Her boss sees this stuff all the time. And he said, you know what? We need to figure out how to, like, our themed hashtag for next year for Disneyland that we're going to encourage people to do. Can you come in and help us design that hashtag? You seem to be right up the alley for our brand. She actually upgraded her job with what she was doing on her personal account because she knew with just a little bit of work, she could tie the two together. Next and last, Miss Utah, Kelsey on the far left. Kelsey knows that she can make it all about herself, and that's fine, and she does have a good time. But she also sometimes brings other people together, and she says in this case, thank you to my friends who supported me for the last year in the Miss America pageant. With their help, I can teach students nationwide about setting their goals. She knows that big brands are watching her, and she has the opportunity to travel the country and speak to people, and it doesn't make you any less cool to make sure that it's your brand friendly, at least for her. Now that might not be your case, but it is something at least to consider. Now, we're going to go have some fun, and we're going to look at two celebrities and see, we're going to be choosy, we're going to be picky, and we're going to see if they should get into their dream school. Here's our two celebrities. Well, actually, first, what does your online brand say about you? People are always asking that. But what I want to ask you is, and here's what colleges really want, is how can you be positive and full of gratitude? All right, let's take a look at the two celebrities we're going to go search for. We've got Ellen and we've got Buddy. And we're going to be choosy, and we're going to see if they're going to get into their dream school. Now, your dream school could be anywhere. It could be UCLA, it could be NYU, Harvard, Stanford, it could be a junior college. It doesn't matter, but we're going to see what does that look like. Because you know what? College is not the end goal. Your dream career this is my secret ambition for all of you, is to get you into your awesome dream career. College is a stepping stone to do that will help. Now, let's take a look at Ellen online. Here's Ellen, we're searching for her. She has her website come up first, ellentv.com. Next, she has, oh, look, here's her tweets. Look, we can look through her tweets and we can rifle through her most recent 10 tweets right up there. Huh. And then she has a video Oh, look at these pictures. What do you think the college is going to click on first? Probably some images, right? Let's go look at Ellen. All right, she's smiley, she's smiley, she's smiley. She's got shoes, she's smiley. She's being silly, pretty positive. Smiley, smiley. Who's that? Is that Ellen? Is that? No, that's her friend Kanye, right? But the point is, she's put her best foot forward, and she really doesn't have any pictures that are of her. I mean, she's being self-deprecating, and that's fine. Colleges want you to be vibrant. Colleges want you to be a normal teenager, but they also want leaders. They want people they don't have to babysit. So if there's issues you see up there, if you're thinking like them, and you can have your parents look over your shoulder to help, then that's something to look at. All right, next, let's look at Buddy the Elf versus his colleges. All right, so we've got his Wikipedia, his IMDb, his videos, why is he doing the splits? What's going on over there? All right, so he's doing the splits. What does he look like? You know, we wouldn't know. If we have 1,000 resumes of applicants, do we know what they look like? No, we have no idea. Yes, don't listen to him. He is not going to get into his dream school. We have no idea. So you're looking up here and you're saying, we think that's him, that he's making cotton-headed ninny muggins. All right, he's making fun of himself. We're starting to see his theme, right? We're starting to see a theme. Is that him, younger, with a lot of hair? Is that him, older, with no hair? Is that him in the shower? Right? These are things you can, for free, in 5 minutes, you can go home and see if there's other people taking a shower on your Google image results. And these are the things that we need to look at. No, it doesn't mean you're not going to get into your dream school if somebody else comes up. But yes, you can gently, over the next few years, build a portfolio of positive accomplishments, and you can make a three-dimensional, well-rounded version of yourself on there. Not a fake thing. I do not want you to post in a fake manner. I want you to be yourself, have fun. If you're going to make fun of somebody, make fun of yourself. But have a good time, and you can show how vibrant you are as a person. What if I don't like my Google results, Josh? I mean, I see all this stuff, but I don't like all the other people that come up, and I don't like something that's on there. Well, you can click on any Google results, and if somebody else posted something, you can ask them to take it down. It's that easy. You click through, you guys understand that. But I also have a tactic, a little trick. At events, whether it's birthday parties or anything else, I'm the one to volunteer my camera. So I volunteer my camera, I put it in camera mode, and I tell an innocent bystander, hey, will you take a picture of my friends and I? And I try and find somebody that doesn't look like they're going to run away with my phone. And they stand over there, and I tell my friends, hey, you can be silly in a few photos, but I'm going to have this person take a few photos. Just give me one classy one, because I want to put it online. So then my friends go, all right, whatever. So then, at the end of the night, who's the one with the photos in their phone? Is it my friends or me? It's me. So then I can decide, all right, am I going to post this one? Now, this one's dorky, but Steve wanted it. All right, how about this one? This one's nerdy, but she wanted it. That's fine. Okay. This one looks a little wild. I don't know if I'm going to get that scholarship from my dream school. So maybe I'll keep that one or delete it. And then the one that I'm going to put on my new resume, which is my Instagram profile, which will leak onto Google, which will get discovered everywhere else. That's the one where not only my friends look amazing around me, but I look incredible in the middle of my tiara. And this is where really the rubber hits the road. It doesn't mean you need to be boring online. It just means you need to take the best. It's all over about quantity instead of quality, and really go searching for yourself. If you don't like what you see, use the events, use the stuff you're already doing, whether it's robotics, whether it's anything else. Take pictures, shoot videos, put them online with your parents' permission, and start to flood the internet with positive stuff. It doesn't mean you put all this stuff out there. It means you're selective about what represents you in your best light. Does that make sense? Am I telling you at all today to be fake online? No, just be careful, right? I do want you to be yourself on the internet. All right, let's teach you how to get fired with just one post. Josh, I'm dying to know how it can ruin my future career. Well, you're in the right room at the right day. Let me tell you, my friends. Here we go. I want to show you how to lose an opportunity, but it's way more fun to say get fired. First, I want to tell you about a company. I don't work for this firm. I'm not getting paid by them to tell you this. I don't endorse them, but I do think it's a great place to start your career if you're social. You have 72,000 chances to meet cool people, go to 65 plus countries to do the work that you might like doing for them. I don't know if you like speaking other languages, but I'm trying to learn Spanish, and I'm average, and I think it would be really fun to work somewhere that's Spanish dominant. And because I'm a nerd, I love the opportunity to talk about the products they create, which over 300 million of all TV homes watch using Cisco. Not to mention that that box up there is made by them, right? That little blue hotspot. So they make interesting stuff. Now, I want to teach you how to get fired from a company like this, or really fired from just about any opportunity that you could run into. This young woman, she just graduated from college, and she realized that they were interviewing up in San Francisco. And she said, wow, this is kind of a cool company, I want to apply there. So she went on their website, she copied and pasted her resume into the website, she wrote a little cover letter about why they should pick her, and she clicked submit. She got a call a week later, and they said, hey, we loved your application, we'd like to invite you in for an interview. Sweet! She said, I'd love to. She hung up the phone, and this is what I want for all of you. I want you to get that chance to have a first-round interview in person, to shine as a person in person. You're going to do great, but I want the internet to get you there. So she went to that in-person interview, and she did very well. And they called her a week later, and they said, hey, we loved your application, we loved your interview. We'd like to offer you the chance to come work for Cisco. We'd like to give you a phone, salary, benefits. We'd like to invite you to be a part of our Cisco family. What do you say? And she said, I'd love to. She hung up the phone, and what do you think she did next? She went to Twitter, and here's the exact tweet that she sent. She said, Cisco just offered me a job. Now I have to weigh the fat paycheck against the daily commute and hating the work. Now let me ask you this. Hold up, just for 1 second. If USC says no to 1,000 other people and they say yes to your application, is that generous? Yeah, it's pretty generous. If Walt Disney Studios says no to 1,000 other people and they say yes to your application, is that generous? Yeah, it's kind of cool, right? You feel great. What happens when they see something like this? When you're talking negatively about how generous they were to you, does that make them feel great? No, and in fact, other people at the company that work so very hard to be there, to earn that opportunity, that maybe pays their family so they can have a great house and raise their kids, they get upset too, and here's one of them. He said, hey, who's the hiring manager? I work here. I'm sure they would love to know that you hate the work. We here at Cisco are versed in the internet. We are on the internet. Our hotspots power the internet. Our servers power the internet. It's not that hard for us to be on the very thing that we power. Do you guys think she got this job? Nope. Now you should be saying, Josh, you're being way too hard on this young woman. You said that she went to a good college. She interviews well. Josh, she could go interview anywhere else. You're probably right, she could. Do you think the next company that she interviews at, do you think they're going to search for her online? Yeah, here's what they're going to find. They're going to find that this incident, this example, is the #1 way to teach people how to get fired with just one tweet. You see, this incident was picked up and it was written about by CNN, ABC News, NBC News, Huffington Post, and more. And now, all these people on the right-hand side, all of these journalists with such clout online and such strong Google results, now when you search for her online, you don't see her creating a portfolio of positive accomplishments. You see these people coming up in her Google results. So now if you search for her name, you see how to get fired with one tweet, how somebody was ungrateful, how somebody was negative about a great opportunity that they had. Does that look like somebody that's full of positivity and gratitude? No. It looks like somebody that unfortunately is going to post in a negative manner repeatedly, because past performance, colleges and employers think past performance is a predictor of future behavior, unfortunately. All right, but you know what? The world is not easy, and I'll tell you what, when I was running for city council, when I was running for politics, I was pretty nice to everybody, but some people really did not want to say some nice things to me. So I asked myself this, Josh, you're very normal, but before you press reply to this email, ask yourself, is this light? Is it positive? Is it fun? If it is, check. Josh, is this bright? Be smart. Think first as you're about to reply to this person. Are you going to lose an opportunity? If it's bright, then check. And last, is this polite? Josh, are you proud of it? Ending up on a billboard for tens of thousands of people to see. Because the juiciest of posts get on the biggest of billboards. If it's polite, then check. It's light, bright, and polite. All right, here's your next steps, my friends. Your next steps are consider going and searching for yourself on Google and look at it the way I showed you today. Be choosy, be judgy. Throw somebody in the room with you, your best friend that's going to be honest with you, your parents, your principal will even sit down and Google. She probably does. She's probably pretty busy. But anybody at the school will sit down and help you mold that online perception. Next, decide if you're happy with those results. Get honest feedback from others. If you're not happy, look at your Instagram and networks like that as the future part of your resume that they're going to find. And last, consider signing up for LinkedIn or YouTube when your parents are ready for it, and those will positively impact your Google results. Hey guys, I'm Josh. Thanks so much for coming out. I appreciate it. You want to do some questions? Yeah, I got plenty of time. Yes, down here in front.
So what happens if you don't like the results? Do you either take it all down a lot, or do you create a new account?
So what happens if you don't like your results? Do you take it all down if you don't like it, or do you create a new account? So the question is, if you've created a social media account where it's all stuff that you think will inhibit you from getting into your dream school, probably take that account down and delete it immediately. I mean, if you've created that content and your parents go, yeah, I would never hire you, I would never let you into my dream school, and ask your principal, she'll be honest, she'll say, yeah, that's probably not so good. If that is repeated and there's 100 of those, I would delete and start from scratch. I would save them all if you really think it's fun for you and your sibling to like take silly photos. But get rid of that and start from scratch to build a positive. Now, if there's other things out there on Google, and it's all these other people posting, that's where you need to post to start to push their stuff down. Can you delete things on Google? Can you change Google's results? No, you can't really do that, but you can push positive stuff to Google so that it appears on the top, and it takes quite some time. That's why we're talking to you as freshmen. Did that make sense and answer your question? Okay, cool. Any other questions? Yes, in the red.
Have you ever thought of using, you said you have a website, so have you ever thought of have you ever considered using a tool that helps you control what comes up when anyone searches you on Google?
Have you ever considered, I mean, the thing I want you to think about doing is doing it the same way a college will. So search on Google, and then if you want to create your own personal website that comes up first, you can do that as well. There are lots of tools out there that do that, but to be honest, this old school, there is no way to trick Google into thinking something different. And some of the world's biggest brands pay a ton of money thinking they can outthink Google. A result came out. You guys know that Alphabet Inc. owns Google, right? Google is no longer Google Inc. It's now Alphabet, and they're in the business of owning lots of businesses around the internet. We all know that, Josh. Okay, great. They have more money to hire the smartest engineers around the world than anyone else. In fact, if you go to New York City, see if you can tour the Google building that is one whole block. A whole zip code is owned by Google, literally. It is a whole block that's 10 stories tall. It is so amazing. I think they call it the Titanic or something. It's huge. But the point is they have more money to hire the smartest engineers than anyone else. Do you think that any tool, and I'm not insinuating you're saying this, but do you think that any tool out there will be able to trick Google results? Probably not, right? But by being honest and vibrant and doing great things and volunteering, Google can sense that. Google knows what's going on. They're like, hey, this is a real person, and they're doing some kind of cool stuff. And when we're Googling it, they're connecting their accounts, they're doing some neat stuff, and they spend a couple years, and there's some robotics here, there's some sports, there's some funny stuff. I'm going to start pushing this stuff up to the top. When you're honest online, when you're yourself, and you're pushing out positive content, that starts the Google machine listens to it. Does that make sense to everybody? There is really no tool. If anybody promises you something for free, I hope you go, wait. Is it really free? And if there's anybody that promises you, yeah, we'll trick Google, we'll do this, we'll get you tons of followers, that actually can work against you. That can actually hurt your account because the systems are so smart. They go, how did you get 1,000 followers quickly? We think you're a spam account. We are going to remove you from Google results, right? They're that smart. Okay, another question. Yes, in the back.
So you said that when you search for yourself, Snapchat might be popping up?
Is someday Snapchat, everybody's going to want to get on that front page of Google, eventually. And it may not be Snapchat this week or next month, but Snapchat's not doing so well financially. You see, these companies actually have to stay in business, so they're always taking your data and trying to push them to something else. We were talking about Wattpad earlier, and we were talking about how I said, yeah, but did you sign in with your your Facebook account? Yeah, but I never go to Facebook. Once I have your Facebook name, my friends and I, we can find out where your parents live very easily. Oh, no, you can't. I don't ever post it there. No. Once you have your name is out there, and once it's tied to your real identity, and once we kind of know what your image is, do you guys know what a reverse image lookup is on Google? Have you ever seen that little button that says upload an image here, and we'll find them all over the internet? It's very easy to find out where you live, what's going on, and all that stuff. So that's why we need to be really, really careful about what networks you're on. The world doesn't work exactly like, oh, they'll never find it because of that. There's 100 other ways to get through that maze. Does that make sense? And there are some bad people, unfortunately, out there that don't love you as much as your parents do. And I'm a little bit here to protect you from those people. But I'm also here to show you that the internet can be used in a positive way. You just kind of need to, and your parents mean the best when they say, hey, don't do that because it's there forever. How many of your parents have ever said that? The internet is forever, right? How many of you think that's a little boring and you roll your eyes when you hear that? Just to be honest. Is that a little bit? Yeah. A little bit, yeah. But they mean the best. And so what they're trying to explain to you is there's 100 different ways for employers to find that. The point is, it takes me 1 minute to find out who you are if you have a spam account. I know your real name, I know what school you go to, I know who all of your friends are, and if it takes me 1 minute to find that, and if a college has 20 minutes to find out whether they should give you 4 years of full ride, my example that I'm using today, the example I use at every school is, if it takes me 1 minute because I'm so busy and I know exactly who you are because you were making fun of me on the web, and yet here I am talking to all these schools and all these big companies. Remember in the beginning I said these, I think I showed you the slide that says, the techniques that I'm about to show you are used by some of the world's biggest brands and blessed by them in our books. These techniques are super easy to find out who you are. So if you think you're getting away with something and being funny online, as neat as it may feel and you may look cool, you're actually hurting not only yourself, you're hurting your friends. And if you're a friend of one of those people that keeps making fun of it, make sure you don't follow that account. Because as soon as you follow that account, whether you think it's your spam or other, it is very easy for a college to find out who you are. We all have big friends at Instagram and all these other networks. It's super easy. You guys might not know, but that can badly hurt you. Does that make sense to everybody here? You think it's hilarious, I'm going to follow this and keep up with it. You're actually shooting yourself in the foot. You're all adults in my eyes. I'm not going to tell you what not to do, but I am going to tell you it actually is hurting all of us when we do that. I'm not saying don't be vibrant online. You can make fun of yourself, you can be silly, and so on. It make sense? Let me be really clear. Hold on one second. If a meme account is set up and it is derogatory in nature towards anyone, do you want, so let me just rephrase this really, really crystal clear. If there is a meme account that's derogatory in nature, do you want that meme account to end up on your college application? Because it will, my friends. Let me tell you. What I do nationwide at colleges is I'm able to show, hey, you're applying. Is Billy in the room? Billy goes, right here, and everybody points to Billy, right? Billy, come on up. Let me show you a little bit about what you've attached your brand to. Now, this is a safe space, so he's not going to get it. But it is so easy when you attach yourself to a brand that is designed to be derogatory. Now, if you're following a friend and they have a derogatory, hilarious statement, are you going to not get kicked? Are you not going to get into your dream school because you were following them and they posted one? No, that's not going to be bad. But if you are on any network liking one thing, for instance, the baby dressed as Harry Potter. I'm an uncle of a little kid, and I wanted to be the best uncle. And so I made a board on Pinterest about Halloween costumes for a little 1.5-year-old or 1-year-old. That changed my Google results. And all of a sudden now when colleges, or when big brands search for me, for a while they found baby dressed as Harry Potter. Was that good for my Google results? No. I thought, oh, they'll never find it. No, I'm never on that. No, it's fine. I'm never on Pinterest, right? And if you find yourself saying that, be a little weary because it will change your Google results. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah. Not here to scare you, but I'm here to tell you to audit yourself and know that everything that you follow and like and do all that stuff, it ends up coming back. It's a little signal. Okay, we had another question here. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Does it hurt not to use social media at all?
Does it hurt not to use social media at all? The answer to that is you have to go to Google and find out if anything pops up of other people that are negative or other stuff that comes up under your name. So I can't answer that, but you can if you go to Google for 5 minutes. If you find tons of other things, maybe you should be on social to push those down and have an actual vibrant, three-dimensional version of who you are. Does that make sense? Okay, because have you guys ever searched for something on Google and nothing came up?
Yes.
No. If you search for something, Google goes, oh, we think you misspelled this. We're going to bring all these other people and things and opportunities up, right? No, Google doesn't. Google has never said, hey guys, you reached the end of the internet, right? It never said that. All right, yes, young man right here. Yes, sorry to tell you put your hand down earlier. I just wanted to make you present. Yes, go ahead. I lost in politics by 350 votes to the incumbent mayor. I lost to the person that had the job, that was well known, that had a ton of money. Great question, by the way. And I lost, but I was so positive that people said, big brands said, hey, we were following you, you the underdog, you dork, but we want you to fly to our city and teach us how you were so good for free on zero budget, how you're able to do all that stuff. And they were rooting for me. And you can do the same thing. You can have zero money, and you can do anything online as long as you're calculated with it. I use this phone as a purpose instead of a pastime. Does that make sense? Hey, I had a tool, and I wanted to win over votes. So I lost only by a little bit, but you losing and not getting the project that you want ends up, the story is way better than actually getting that trophy. You can do some really rad things with it. I wouldn't be in front of you here today if I hadn't been really positive with all my results. And there were some mean people along the way. There were some people that bullied me. They had nothing better to do. They called me too young. They thought I was a billionaire. I was like, guys, I'm driving the oldest car in the whole city out front. Like, are you geniuses? Right? But the point is, it's how I responded that made my reputation. Does that make sense to everybody? All right, have I told you at all today what not to do on the internet? No, I mean a little bit. But hopefully the mean thing made sense. All right. I got one more question. Yes. At another school. We're going to show an example from another school. Yeah, some other, I mean, you know, it's fun. You guys you live in a great city, you might have a little bit of free time, right? Some people think it's funny to make fun, and that's fine. But it's super easy to find out who they are and all that stuff. So just be careful of that. Didn't hurt it may hurt other people's feelings. I kind of laughed at it. Yes, last question. What's your take on having accounts public versus private? I think at your age, Instagram private is great. If you want to have a bio that's clear about who you are and what you do, that's fine as well. Have a clear square or round image of your face that the school took, maybe like class image of freshman class, that's great. But privatizing is a wonderful thing because there's a lot of, is everybody on the internet trustworthy? Do you think there's a few weirdos out there? Yeah, right? Yeah, so privatizing your stuff at this age is great. All right, how are we doing, Principal? We done? Hey, thanks for coming out, guys. Have a great day.